Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys my soft glam makeup routine. It's going to get you from looking like this to this. Your girl. Okay, so before I start my makeup, I always like to go in with my skincare. And so I always like to start out with the Ordinary Glycolic Acid Toning Solution. I love this stuff. It helps get rid of dark spots, acne scarring, anything like that. And then I like to go in with the Bioma Moisturizing Gel Sunscreen. It is very moisturizing. It also is a sunscreen, so it works both ways. That is basically everything that I need for skincare, so now let's get into the makeup. First, I like to use the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I really like to use this to help my makeup stay on all day. It is also really sticky, so I love this primer. I definitely like to put on a decent amount just because I think it helps the makeup stay on a little bit better. Okay, and the next I'm going to spot conceal. I use the Born This Way concealer. I use it in the caramel color. I love this concealer. I've had it for a few months now, and I've used it literally every day since. I'm already on my second bottle. But yeah, now I usually just use the back of a beauty blender and just blend that in. I usually like to do this to cover any of my dark spots or pimples that I have. Okay, next I like to use the Fenty Beauty Skin Tint. I use the shade 16. I'm not a big fan on foundation, so I've always lent more towards using skin tints because they're more light coverage. This one is very light. It feels like a moisturizer. I literally love it. But I usually blend it with my fingers first, just to get it evenly spread across my whole face. Okay, and then after I blend it with my fingers, I always like to go in with a beauty blender just to make it a little more even. If you're not big on foundations or anything, I definitely recommend using a skin tint because it is very lightweight, very light coverage. So if you don't like that heavy, cakey feeling on your face, a skin tint is definitely something that you should try. Okay, next I like to use the Tarte Sculpt Tape Contour. I use it in the color Deep Bronze. I like to put it on my forehead, my cheeks, and my jawline. And then I also like to put it on my nose to contour my nose a little bit. And then I usually blend it out with a big fluffy brush. Okay, and then I like to go in with a smaller flat brush to blend my nose contour. Okay, and then for my liquid blushes, I like to use the Rare Beauty. I like to mix the Encourage and Joy color. And I usually put a dot of each color on each cheek. And I also like to put them higher up on my cheekbones. And then I use another fluffy brush to blend out my blush. You don't have to use as much blush as I use, but I really like blush, so I always go heavy on blush. Okay, now I use the Born This Way concealer again, and I put it underneath my eyes. I like to put one in the inner corner and then on the outer. And then I also like to put some on the bottom of my forehead to brighten it a little bit. And then also a little bit right here. And then I use a sharper edge of a beauty blender. And then I always like to spray it with setting spray. This helps dampen the beauty blender, and also I feel like it helps the makeup stay more. So I always do this every day. After my concealer's all blended out, I always like to go in with a loose powder. I use the Fit Me powder in the color medium or 25. I'm very new to using loose powder. I just started using it maybe a few weeks ago, and I actually really like it. I've noticed it made my under eyes more matte, and also it helps my concealer stay longer throughout the day. I don't like to overdo it, but I do a little bake underneath my eye, and then also on my other eye. And then I also like to put a little bit on this part of my forehead. Okay, I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit while I do my eyebrows. I'm gonna use this brow pencil, I'm not gonna lie, I do not know what kind it is or what shade because it's so small. I've been using it forever, but it's like a dark brown color. But I basically just go over my brows very lightly with this. I don't like to make them too dark, but like enough so they actually look filled. Okay, and then I use the e.l.f. Brow Lift. It's a clear gel. And then I use this black like angled spoolie. And then I get a decent amount on here and I just comb it through my brows. And then after that, I like to use the end of the spoolie and clean up the top of my brows like that. Now that my powder has baked a little bit, I like to use another fluffy brush. It's a little smaller than my other brushes, and I just like to brush the powder off. Okay, after that, I like to go in with my powder blush, and I use the One Size Cheek Clapper 3D Blush Trio. It's in these colors. It comes with 3 different colors. I always like to use the top one first. And I put that on like my higher cheekbones. And then I always like to go in with the bottom one because it's a little shimmery, so it's like a blush and highlight mix. So I like to use a tiny bit of that and just put it on like right on my cheekbone like this. And to finish it off, I always like to put a tiny bit on my nose, like that. Okay, next I use highlight. I use the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand. And I just put this on the tip of my nose and then the bridge of my nose. And I just blend it in with my finger. And then I go in with the Anastasia Glow Seeker Highlight in Ethereal. I think that's how you pronounce it. This is what it looks like. And I just use a tiny bit and go over the nose highlight that I just put on to make it brighter. And then I like to put some in my inner corners, just a little bit though. And then I also like to put a little bit under my eyebrows. Okay, now for lips, I like to use the Sachu Lip Stain. I use it in the color Mauve. I literally love this stuff. It lasts all day. The color is so pretty. It starts black, but when you peel it off, it leaves my lips a perfect pinky color. Now I'm gonna let it dry for about 3 minutes until it's ready to be peeled off. While that is drying, I will tell you guys my lash map I use. So I like to use the You Cool Me lashes in the Flora 049. And I like to do kind of a cat eye look. And so I do 2 16s, a 14, a 12, and then a 10. And this is just one layer. I don't double layer them or anything. I'm actually obsessed with them. I've been using these for forever. And yeah, I find it like a great alternative of getting your eyelashes professionally done because it's way cheaper. And also, I've really liked it because I don't have to apply mascara every single day. So that's nice too. Okay, I think it's ready to peel off now. It usually peels off super easy. And then after that, I like to use the Wet n Wild lip liner in Brandy Wine. And I just line my lips a ton with this. After the lip liner, I like to go in with the Fenty Gloss Bomb in the color Hot Chocolate. I literally love this lip gloss. It has a little glitter in it too, so it's super, super pretty. And then the last thing I like to do is use setting spray. I use the One Size setting spray. Ooh. You can't really breathe this stuff in because it's almost like hairspray. Woo! So this is the finished look. I absolutely love this makeup routine. It is a perfect soft glam, especially for everyday makeup. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Also, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. But that is all. Bye, guys.